What is going on, YouTube? Parker here, finally bringing y'all another video and finally bringing y'all another sub review. Everybody's been asking me to get back to some sub reviews, and thanks to Paul over at D2 Audio, we have another sub to review for y'all. This is a brand new sub and a brand new brand for this channel, so let's get into it. Now, like I said, this is a brand new sub for us on this channel. This is a Definitive Audio BD12. This is a dual 2 ohm, so really excited to have something brand new on the channel. Let's check it out. First off here is, of course, the box that it comes in. It is double boxed. And it seemed to be packaged fine. No issues there. The sub looked to be in great shape when it showed up. Now, this is a little more kind of stocky sub. I've been having these wasps here that are huge. I don't remember the name of them, but it's like the Japanese hornet or something like that. You'll see in a second. They are literally 1.5 inches long. Yep, there's another one of them. They're absolutely massive, guys. Not good. Not good at all. Ah, got one. They are legit huge, guys. I'll put a picture up of them. Again, 1.5 inches for a wasp or yellow jacket or whatever they are. Not good at all. Okay, back to the review. Let's take a look at the specs over here. Let's see what we got. 1200 watts RMS. Seems to be kind of a pretty standard rating for a lot of these bigger, a little more high quality subs. They don't want to say 2000 or 2500 or whatever, just because when somebody blows it, it'll get them in trouble. 360 out motor. That is massive. Of course, Y35 grade ferrite. 3-inch copper coated aluminum tall wire coil. Cast aluminum frame. Sewn in double tinsel leads. Of course, push terminals. Paper cone with stitched surround. Don't have any other specs on D2 website. Like you normally see, maybe I'll see a screenshot up on here if I can find them. No service up here in my garage, so can't do any more Googling. But let's take a closer look up at this guy. Okay, let's looking up at this. We have kind of a mid-roll surround. We have a nice white double stitching on the side. We have a decently stiff cone, but not the stiffest thing I have felt. Same goes for the dust cap. But again, all that doesn't really matter unless you're pushing some sort of crazy power. Look down in here, we have those double tinsel leads sewn into the spider. Looks really nice. Looks like these terminals could handle 8 gauge, so they're not the real big terminals that we're seeing on some subs. But again, they do look at least decent. Some just have teeny terminals that are about useless. There's some extra glue on here, which is always good. Nice black looking spider. You can see that copper coated aluminum coil in there. And then this big old, just beefy, huge motor down here. Really just going for kind of a plain look. Nothing super eye-catching or flashy, which is definitely not a bad thing at all. Seeing a lot of companies really go for that kind of look here now. These spiders are bolted down, so that's nice. Does seem to be good deals of glue everywhere, so looks like the overall quality of the build isn't bad at all. One thing I do notice, there is extra glue all around here. Now, normally you'd have a boot over this, so it would cover that up. So as far as looks-wise, that wouldn't be a bad thing. That's really the only kind of drawback that I'm seeing here. And of course, that won't hurt performance, but if you do want a really nice looking sub, having that extra glue kind of sticking out could be a turnoff for you. Well, let's throw this thing in my box, let it break in a little bit, and then get to some testing. It is a huge mess in here. Got to clean up everything from the show. I've still got all my tools and stuff out. And also, we're working on a buddy's Nissan 240. It's got a 2JZ swap in it. This is the motor that you would find in a Mark IV Supra. So we've been working on that too. So anyway, it's a big mess in here, but got to clean up some of this just so there's room so I can pull some stuff out of the car. And then we'll throw the sub in there and get it hooked up. Kind of ran into the first problem with this guy, and that is just that these terminals are pretty on the small side. I think if you had 2 strands of normal, just like 12 gauge wire, you would be okay. but I was trying to fit some of this 10 gauge wire and then a Sky 12 gauge jumping from one to the other, and it just would not work. So I had to run 2 sets straight to my terminal, and then this big 10 gauge wire, it does seem to fit in there fine. It is a little tight, but it does fit in there okay. You can see the 10 gauge fits, but it really does take getting it as small as you can possibly get it to squeeze it in there. Ox came to visit us. Oh, did you come to see the video? What's up there? What's up there? Oh, you cleaning yourself. Oh, you're such a good kitty. Now I talked over to Paul over at G2 Dynamics, and this sub usually retails for $419 or $449. But for all the viewers of this video, he's gonna be dropping it down to $349 for the next few weeks or so. So if you want to get this sub at the very cheapest price that I have seen it at, guys, go ahead and jump on it. One thing to note, this sub is really a pretty soft sub, so it doesn't take much power at all to really get it moving, and that's giving me a slight issue with this box being about 2.5 cubic feet, which is a little big for it. And of course I have it wired on the 1 ohm on my RMS 8K. It's not like anything at all to max this guy out. And because it does have that really short basket design, it just maxes out kind of easy. That being said, in a proper box on a, normal size amp that a normal person would put on a sub like this, you really shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. You might be wondering why I'm testing like this. I still have my 612s in here, and obviously they're not hooked up. I've got it hooked up to this. As I was talking about this thing maxing out, you can kind of see where it's hitting the bolts a little bit. And in my opinion, if they had used a little bit deeper basket, it wouldn't have been an issue at all. But again, the basket being so thin, just paired with the fact that this sub is a really pretty soft sub, just maxes out super, super easy. The thing I did for my SMD AMM1, cut off the probes I had on the end and put on some ring terminals. Just really, really nice, makes it really easy to just connect to what I'm testing. I don't have to tap into the wire like I was previously having to do. We've got the little SMD AMM1 hooked up. Let's do the musical RMS test. Well, as I expected, made it through the RMS test. No problem, guys. Around that 1200 watt mark. Doesn't even break a sweat. It isn't warm. No smells. No nothing like that. Which, of course, is what you would expect from a sub, of this caliber. up, we're going to do a tone sweep, just so we can kind of see where this guy peaks at. And then we'll do the dB test. I'm using the Ultimate Car Audio app for this. Let's see what it does. .42 hertz. .41 hertz. So it seemed to peak about 41, 42 hertz. So let's run a test tune and see what we can get to. Now, I'm not expecting any crazy numbers just because this thing maxes out so easy, guys. But hey, it's worth giving it a shot. It says 600 watts. We got a 134.7. Got a 137.5. That was at 1700 watts. Definitely could have pushed it harder there, guys, but I really don't want to really damage this sub too much. So we're going to let it go there. I know it's not like an insane score, but hey, for a single 12, and this box is also facing the front. Normally, I'd, of course, have it facing the back. So definitely not optimal conditions. Still did fine. And y'all, with everything being, with all the parts being so soft on this sub, definitely not a SPL, you know, really, really tough raw power kind of sub. Definitely more on the quality end of things. And I think in the right box, this thing would probably sound pretty good and do pretty decently well. Well, y'all, always fun to do something different. Let me know what you think. Overall thoughts, it sounds good. I enjoyed bumping it. Again, having these soft parts really helps with some of that quality. Like if you're watching a movie or something and you really want to hear some of that detail, I think this guy probably has you covered. That being said, if you really just want to push a ton of power and you're trying to really go for some volume or go for some extreme lows, this sub probably not what you want to go with. Again, kind of hard to say. I do feel like the box did have some to do with it. Now, my overall opinion and kind of my constructive criticism with this sub is that if the basket was just made a little bit longer, so there could be a little bit more X-Max, that would really help out a lot. The sub definitely maxed out a little easier than I would have personally liked, just for my style of bumping. And because it has those bolts on top, it is creating dimples in the cone. A lot of that also to do with the fact that the cone is a thinner, softer cone. Again, under here, you can just see how close those bolts are to the cone. Again, a little bit just different basket design. Really could free that up for some extra space and eliminate that problem altogether. But again, everybody has their preferences, so I'm sure there's a group of people out there that this is more of what they want. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think of this sub. Glad to have a review back out for y'all. I know it's been a while. If you want to grab this sub at the absolute cheapest price that I have found it at $349, definitely check out the link in the description below. Those are affiliate links, so should you want to help support the channel and you purchase it through those links, I do get a little bit of a kickback, which really, really helps, guys. So if you want to do that, I really appreciate it. And if not, no sweat at all. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much. Stay tuned for more videos. Got more sub reviews coming. Some of them are going to be wild. I actually got something really, really big coming in here soon. So stay tuned for that, guys. Really, really appreciate y'all. As always, big thank you to Paul over at G2 Dynamics, helping me with the reviews for this channel. Man, I really, really appreciate it. Huge, huge help. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, keep basing on. Ox, tell everybody to keep basing on, okay? Keep basing on, guys. Keep basing on, guys. Ox agrees. Oh, goodness. Oh, no biting. Ow, why do you do that? Oh, you're such a playful little kitty. Such a playful kitty.